people get involved in your campaign. They say, you know what, I love this woman. I love what she's doing. She's fighting for us. This is John Villarreal reporting for Conservative New Media.
Well, my thing is, like, they want to go after Republican women and conservative women because the female vote is critical to the Democrats, and that's the whole thing. Just like they established Clarence Thomas because they can't have a black conservative out there.
With the New Deal, minimum salaries, pensions, and team salary caps all are going to increase. I think the 2010 regular season begins on Thursday. And in tennis, American Andy Roddick was upset in a
voting power block.
Chinese Taipei's Yen Sun Lu in the fourth.
Sarah Palin looks too good and too attractive to young women who might say, "Oh shit, maybe I should be conservative."
Also played.
Well, not just those, but I meant generically attractive.
Well, birthday party for Eagles quarterback Michael Vick last week in Virginia Beach.
When they nominated Sarah Palin,
continued association with Qantas Phillips, who was a co-defendant in his dog biting case, who was hospitalized in the incident.
Got 5 kids. The youngest of whom is Down syndrome.
Governor all by herself didn't inherit the money, didn't do it on her husband's name.
This is a
I'm thinking to myself, that's my mother.
Military force and executive
Yeah. Just want to be clear that I did not know that we were going to be talking about women's rights issues before when I put all this
Hey, I love it. I love women, and I love women power, man. Sarah Palin is women. Because here's the thing. The Republican side, the conservative side, is all about freedom, equality, and opportunity for everybody. We don't look at and try to put people in little groups and blocks like the other side does.
As opposed to Donna Summer, who sings about...
It brings back my childhood, man. I love this
Mine
stuff.
too. Meanwhile, welcome back. Afternoons live on KFIV, AM 1360 Modesto, KWSX 1280 AM Stockton. Amy Toma's out in Sacramento. Amy, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John and Dave.
Good to talk to you. Now, you're with the Carly Fiorina campaign. Let me ask you.
That's my girlfriend.
Carly or Amy?
No, Carly.
Yeah, just Carly.
Carly's my girlfriend, proxy my girlfriend.
Just checking there. Amy, let me start this conversation with you before we get to the other stuff. You're working for Carly, who's running for Senate against another woman.
No.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so don't argue with me.
I'm not.
Right, don't interrupt my questions.
I'm sorry,
At any rate, Amy, you're running this whole thing. Where do you feel like, as you're working for her, do you feel like you're exercising for women's rights here, or is this more about the Republican Party? Why are you involved with this?
You know, I think that it's great that Californians are going to have a clear choice in this election between, a woman who has spent her life in the real world creating jobs and meeting payrolls and, who has signed the front side of a paycheck, who knows why jobs come and knows why jobs go, versus a woman who has, failed California for 34 years in the U.S. Senate in Washington, and before that as a congressperson. So, I think that Californians are going to have a real choice this November between the two women, and, it's certainly a privilege and an honor to work for Carly, and, I just strongly believe that she has the real-world experience that we need so badly in D.C. right now, and that I believe that she is going to represent California wonderfully when she's elected.
No, I totally agree. And see, there's a couple different things that I want to hit on here that I think are critical. Number one, we know that Sarah Palin endorsed Carly, and we know that you guys are big fans of Sarah Palin, and I think that along with conservative new media, really helped out a lot, and the great staff and the great plan that you guys executed, and Carly believed in what she did, and she put her own money to work, and it all just came together beautifully. But my point is this. We were there on the scene at Pleasanton Tea Party, and our cameras for conservative new media caught Carly blasting Mark Matthews from ABC, who was trying to do a gotcha thing on her. Nobody else showed it. We did it. That's the mainstream media, in my opinion, who is out to get conservatives and definitely conservative women. And the same thing happened over at CSU, the same kind of thing with that open mic thing where they you had the gaggle of reporters who were off in the other room who were basically making fun of Palin. And it was caught on an open mic because they were basically they were shooting the screen that was broadcasting the thing, and it was going sort of uploaded live. And I just want to know your reaction to that kind of stuff. And don't you think that the mainstream media and the leftists really don't treat Republican or conservative women fairly? And I know you're going to be up against that. And how do you feel about that kind of treatment against Carly and against Palin?
We were just really honored to have the endorsement of Sarah Palin, and certainly we would rather have her endorsement as someone who's a fellow political outsider rather than, Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid, who are championing tax increases and government takeovers of everything from health care to the financial markets in D.C. So certainly that's good. And, I think Boxer trying to make an issue of Sarah Palin in this race is really more about her trying to shore up a base that is not very excited about voting for her. If you look at the polls, I think that what you're really seeing is that the Republicans are very energized. They're excited. They're going to come out and vote in November. If you look at the Tea Party, Barbara Boxer said herself back at the Democratic convention earlier in the spring that she wished the Democrats were as energized as the Tea Party. And so I think what you're seeing is that Barbara Boxer is trying to shore up a base that doesn't believe in her and isn't excited about getting out and getting to work for her. And, the more we travel up and down the state, the more we see first-time volunteers and first-time donors and first-time people who are voting for the first time, who are excited about Carly and are ready to see a change in Washington, D.C. We hear over and over and over again, whether we're in Modesto or Fresno or Los Angeles or Orange County, that people have had enough. They don't want career politicians. They want someone like Carly who has real-world experience, who can really get into D.C. and hold government accountable, make it listen, and make it work.
Amy, as you're working for all this, what's the main, I guess, the focal point of the Fiorina campaign? Where's the attack point that you guys are going to focus on? What's the big issue?
Yeah, we are holding Barbara Boxer accountable for her 34 years that she has spent as a career politician and has failed the people of California. Everywhere we go, we hear about jobs in the economy. We've been on a statewide tour talking about the stimulus, and, Barbara Boxer herself promised that the stimulus would bring help and hope to the people of California. But, since it was passed in February of 2009, unemployment is actually higher. So clearly, by every measure, the stimulus has failed. And, we just believe that it is time for someone new and someone with real-world experience to get in there and to really fight for the people of California. So that's what we'll be doing. Certainly, we're going to need the help of each and every one of your listeners. If they want to get involved, they can go to carly4ca.com. And, we're ready to go. We've also said that we will debate Barbara Boxer anytime, anywhere. Carly is ready to,
Carly's a fighter.
Don't hold your breath on that one.
Well, I think that Carly believes that, it's important for the people of California to see and hear the contrast between the two of them. And so, we have said anytime, anywhere, we will be there. Carly has challenged Barbara Boxer to meet her in Mendota and to see the consequences of the big government that she has championed. And to, with the water issues that have been happening in the Central Valley.
It's brutal. It's brutal. I mean, that's the thing. That's what I love about Carly. Carly's a fighter. Carly's a regular person like everybody else, even though she's run a Fortune 20 company and knows about how to really create jobs. I mean, this is what I'm trying to say, Amy. I think that they're trying to be unfair to conservative women. I think they're trying to slime them, and I think the mainstream media is biased because the liberals and Barbara Boxer can't run on their record. And now they're trying to shove this stimulus down our throats and inflate the money supply and just spend and kick the ball down the road. You have someone like Carly who really wants to deal with the real issues in a fiscally sound way.
Yeah, and I think that Carly knows from having run, she's managed billions of dollars her entire life, and she knows what it takes to make tough choices in tough times. She knows what it is to balance a budget. She knows what it is to get the economy and business moving again. She understands why jobs come and why jobs go. She's someone that has lived. She knows the people in Washington, D.C. She's not an unknown quantity there. So, I think that we're really looking forward to having somebody in Washington, D.C. who understands those things and can just really bring some common sense back there.
All right. The website is carly4ca.gov or .org. .com.
Carly4ca.com.
Amy Toma with the Carly's campaign. Thanks for being with us today.
Hey, thanks for having me. It was great to be on again.
Appreciate it very much. Thanks for talking to you.
It's Afternoons Live on KFIV, AM 1360 Modesto. JDV's here. Captain Mike's here. They're keeping my voice intact after yesterday's little adventures.
It's a party. We need people to call up and join the party.
We're having a little fun with it. We'll be back. Here's Kai with news.